Hello everyone, welcome to the session on Algorithms Lab. In this session, we'll be discussing on distress algorithm, where in this distress algorithm, it's meant for determining a single source shortest path. I mean to say that from a particular source to all other vertices of a given network or a given graph, you can able to determine the shortest path. So for that purpose, so we can make use of this distress algorithm. So the application of this distress algorithm, you can find it in computer networks, where in computer networks, to determine the routing table in the router, you can use this distress algorithm to find the shortest path from a particular source to all other vertices in a given network. So let me straight away go with your algorithm here. This algorithm, this is the program what we have to determine a single source shortest path by using distress algorithm. So in this particular program, so we have two functions. So one is your main function and another one is your distress function. So initially I defined its function prototype. So why? Because so this function is been defined after the main. So for that purpose, we need to include a function prototype. So immediately after the inclusion of your header files here. So this distress functions contains 5 parameters. So one is an integer type. The second is an integer two-dimensional array, and third one is an integer vector, that is a single-dimensional array. Fourth one again is a single-dimensional array. Fourth is an integer variable. So from the main, so I'll be calling your distress functions with the parameters. So in turn, obviously, this will going to execute, and that means this particular part will going to be executed to determine the single source shortest path. So in this particular algorithm or in this program, so we need to provide the input. There's a graph. So where that graph will going to be associated with the edge cost. So first, I'll enter the number of vertices. So n determines the number of vertices of a given graph. Printf, enter the cost adjacency matrix. So I need to represent your graph in the form of your adjacency matrix. So I need to have a cost value for the corresponding graph. So here in this case, if there is a edge, I'm supposed to consider the edge cost. So I'll show you the example immediately after this. If there is a edge, I'll be considering the edge cost. If there is no directed edge, so in that case, I used to consider the infinity value. So here in this particular case, I'm assuming the infinity value as triple line. For the sake of explanation, I'll consider a simple graph here. Let me share my screen. Yeah. So here in this case, I'll consider a graph. So here, I'm considering the graph with 5 vertices. So here I'm numbering from 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5. And I'm having the edges over here. So you can have a directed edges or undirected edges. So here, for the sake of illustration, I'm considering the directed graph here. 0, 1 to 2, the edge cost is 7. And meanwhile, 2 to 5, the h cost, I'm considering it as 5 here, and this is 1, and this is 7 here, and this is 1, 6, 2. Okay. So for this, I'm supposed to have your adjacency matrix, right? So it's something like this. If there's a h cost, I should consider that cost directly. If not, I need to have a infinity value. So here, I'm starting it from vertex 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So meanwhile, we cross your rows 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So 1 to 1 for self it is infinity only if there is a directed edge. From 1 to 2, there is an edge. So its edge cost should be considered, that is 7. And from 1 to the remaining vertices, there is no directed edge. So all will be infinity. So in my program, so I consider the infinity as 999 here. And meanwhile, from 2 to other vertices, so we have 2 outgoing edges, 1:3 and another 1:5. 2 to 3 it's 1, 2 to 5 it's 5. For the remaining vertices, it will going to be infinity. Here also infinity. Same way. 3 to all other vertices. So this is 2, infinity, infinity, 6, infinity. Okay. From 4 to other vertices, infinity, 7, infinity, infinity, and 5 to all other vertices, infinity, 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 1, infinity. So this is the adjacency matrix for this given graph. Okay. So let me go back to your code. Enter the number of vertices. N value has been provided, that is 5, and adjacency matrix has been provided. Okay. So next, enter the source node. So as I already mentioned, that Dijkstra's algorithm is meant for determining a single source shortest path. So I'm supposed to provide the source. From that particular source to all other vertices, I can able to determine the shortest path. Okay. So in my illustration, I can consider vertex 1 as a source. And providing this input, that is graph and the source, straight away I'm calling upon your Dijkstra's function. As I already mentioned that. So this function has been defined after your main. So that's why this function prototype should be defined before your main here. See this, a prototype has been defined. So as I already mentioned that it contains 5 parameters, source I'm supposed to pass as a parameter, the cost, that's the adjacency matrix, visited. So here in this case, I used to consider a single dimension array by name visited. That is which of the vertices are being visited. And D vector. So the shortest distance cost. So will going to be stored in this one dimensional array D. And N represents your number of vertices. Okay. So straight away I'm calling upon your Dijkstra's function. So here it is. So I just wanted to write or explain this with the help of some key points. So what I do is I'll just go with your PowerPoint presentations. So I have that code over here, the same code. Dijkstra's functions which contains this 5 parameters: source, source, hold on, yeah, 10. Source, the cost matrix, visited one-dimensional array, D, the shortest distance will going to be stored in this D array, number of vertices of your graph. Okay. So first what I do is, before going into the code, I just wanted to explain it here. The distance cost for your source, I'll be considering it as 0. I'll just change the color. Just change the color. Yeah. So here, so on the top, I write your distance value. So here in this case, so I'm considering vertex 1 as the source vertex. For self, the distance cost will be 0. And for 2, so there is a direct edge from this source vertex to this vertex. So this cost will going to be 7. And for 3, there is no directed edge. So this value will going to be infinity. Even for 4, no directed edge. So this will be infinity. The same way for your vertex 5. So on the top of your vertices, what I have written, so that represents the values of your D vector. See this. For I is equal to 1 to n. So your vertices 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So none of the vertices has been visited, right? So when I make a visited, so here in the program, I have marked it as 0, non-visited vertex. Visited vertex, I'll mark it as 1. So here I'll round it off when I make a visit. D of I, D of 1. So initially this will going to be source to I. What is source value? Source I consider it as vertex 1. So 1 to 1, infinity. So what happens is this will consider the values of this. Initially this will be infinity actually. This will be infinity. D of 2 will be 7. D of 3 will be infinity. D of 4 will be infinity. D of 5 will be infinity. After executing this part, these are the D values. And immediately after that, I'm marking your source vertex as 1. So marking your source vertex as 1 in the sense, I am just circling by a blue line. It means that it is visited. And for source, for self, the cost should be 0. Okay, I'll write this as 0. For self, it is 0. Okay. And next, we have this for loop. J varying from 2 to n. So when I consider one vertex already, so the remaining vertices will going to be n minus 1. So I am starting it from 2. It is going up to n here. Okay. I mean to say that this can be the iterations. So we're going to have n minus 1 iterations. So that's why I'm starting your iteration from 2. It is going up to n here. Why? Because already I consider source. So we need to play with the remaining 4 vertices. Okay. So now, before going into this part, here among the remaining n minus 1 vertices, I'm supposed to pick a vertex whose distance cost is minimum. Among the unvisited vertex, which are the unvisited vertex? 2, 3, 4, 5. Among these unvisited vertex, I am supposed to pick a vertex whose distance cost is minimum. By looking into this, I can say that so vertex 2 is having a minimum distance cost. I should not consider 1 because it's already visited. I am supposed to consider among the unvisited vertex. Among the unvisited vertex, a vertex whose distance cost is minimum. So the algorithm or the concept is very simple. To find the minimum value, so initially I consider a larger value here. Minimum is equal to some infinity, a very large value. I is varying from 1 to n. I'll consider all the vertices. So this I'll check it later on. See this. I go with all the vertices, but I'll be considering only the vertices which is not visited. See this condition. This for loop is going with all the vertices, but here within that I am putting the condition that whatever the vertices you are considering, that should not be visited. So I, for example, vertex 1, not visited. It's already been visited. I should not consider this. I should consider the remaining vertex. I can consider vertex 2. Yes, this vertex I'll consider. And its d of I. What is its d of I? It's 7. This 7 lesser than this 999? Yes, it is. And this will be the minimum now. This will be the, so minimum value will going to be 7. And I want to know which vertex is having that minimum value. That I will be assigned to your variable u. That is nothing but vertex 2. I'll go with another vertex. Occur to 3. So this distance value, this not visited, yes. And its cost, d of 3, infinity. Infinity lesser than minimum? No, this condition does not hold good. Go to the next vertex 4. 4 lesser than or equal to n, true. It's not visited, true. D of 4, it's infinity. Infinity lesser than minimum? No. Again, it won't enter into this condition. Goes here. 5 lesser than or equal to n, true. Not visited, yes. D of 5 is infinity. Infinity lesser than 7? No. So we'll be coming out from this for loop. After coming out of this for loop, so the minimum value will going to be 7 and u will be 2. Correct? So I'll consider this as your u. That means I'm supposed to identify the vertex, that is unvisited vertex, whose distance cost is minimum. That I'm doing it in this part. Okay. So next. So that vertex I should mark it as 1. Correct? So I'm supposed to mark it as 1 now. It means that if I mark it as 1, it means that visited and its distance cost is being finalized, ceased. So no more changes with respect to the distance cost of vertex 2. From source to this vertex, the cost is, the minimum distance cost is 7, free, no change. Now, so we left out with 3 unvisited vertex. Even for them, the distance cost has not been finalized. Now, for this u, so this is the vertex u, which has recently become visited, and its adjacent non-visited vertex should have to be considered. For this u, which are the adjacent unvisited vertex, so one is 3 and another one is 5. See over here. So again, I'll traverse with all the vertices. I'm using the variable w, varying from 1 to n. Cost from u to w, which should not be 999. It should not be 999 in the sense, it should be a edge. There should be a edge. Suppose if there is no edge, for example, for 4, this cost will be 999. From 2 to 4, see this, 2 to 4, what is this cost? Infinity. I should not consider the non-adjacent vertices. Okay, so for that this condition plus, so that adjacent vertex should not be visited. I'll consider 3. U to 3, it's not infinity. That is 2 to 3, it's 1. Yes, holds good. And visited of this particular vertex, it's 0. It's not yet visited. Now, this cost should have to be estimated. This has been finalized. Okay, so this is 7 plus this cost. See this. This is 7. Sorry. Cost from U to W, this will be now the W. U to W, it's 1. D of U, it's 7. What is dW? It's infinity. If this d of W, if it is greater than this, or if this is lesser than this, then this value should have to be changed. Yes, infinity is greater than 7 plus 1. 7 plus 1, 8. So this should be updated with d of W should be, instead of infinity, it should be 8 here. Cost from U to W, 1. 1 plus d of U. D of U in the sense 7. This will be 8. Okay. And the same way for this. There's one more adjacent vertex. Right? And also it is not visited. This is 7. 7 plus 5, 12. 7, this is 5 plus 7. Correct? U to W. This is next W. Okay. 5 plus 7, 12. 12 lesser than this infinity, yes. Or infinity is greater than this 12, yes. So this will be 12. Clear? Now, this for loop ends. Now I'm supposed to go to the next iteration. As I already mentioned that there are n minus 1 iterations. Now I need to go to the next iteration. In the next iteration, we left out the 3 vertices. Repeat the process. Among the unvisited vertex, estimate the vertex whose distance cost is minimum. Among the unvisited vertex, that is 3, 4, 5. So this is 8, this is infinity, this is 12. The same logic, right? I'll get with this vertex 3. This is 12. Okay. Now I'll bring it. This is 8. Okay. Now this will be U. Minimum will be 8. Now I should mark this as visited. That is, this cost has been final from source. 7 plus 1, 8. That's the minimum cost. You can look into it. Next, if this is U, W, I think this will be W. The adjacent vertex that is not visited. Correct? 8 plus 6, 14. 14 is lesser than infinity, yes. Change this value to 14. We are doing it here. Okay, drop this. This is U, U to W, U to W, 6, D of U, that is 8, 6 plus 8, 14, and this is infinity, D of W. This D of W, earlier it was infinity. Okay, yes, infinity is greater than 14. So change this value, D of W to 14. Okay. Go to the next iteration. I is equal to 4. 3 iteration over. That means 2 iteration over. Okay. So we left out with 2 more iterations. Okay. Among these 2 vertices, identify the vertices whose distance cost is minimum. The same logic. Minimum I'm supposed to determine. We have 14 and 12. Right. So obviously the minimum will going to be this one. So this will be U, and for this is W. When I got this U, immediately I should mark it as visited. So the cost of this will going to be 12. Free. 12 plus 1, 13. 13 is lesser than 14. Yes, you should change this from 14. I'm supposed to update this value to 13. I'm getting one more path. So in which that my distance cost is getting minimum. So it is 13. See this, 12 plus 1, 13. This is the value. This will be W, this will be U. So here in this case, U to W, U to W, it's 1, D of U, it's 12, and this is 14. 14 is greater than this 13. Yes, update this value with 13. Okay. Go to one more iteration, last iteration. We left out with only one vertex. This itself is minimum and everything, correct? So now, this itself is minimum and everything. You mark it as this itself is U, minimum everything. For this, the adjacent vertex, we don't have any adjacent vertex. Will be coming out, right? So finally, in your D vector, I'll be getting with the value 0, 7, 8, 13, and 12. 0, 7, 8, 13, and 12. So you can have it in your D vector. Okay, if you just consider your D vector, so in that D vector you can see this value. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 7, 8, 13, and then 12. You can just have a cross check. This is the source. 1 is the source. So this is the input that you are given here. 1 to 2, the cost is 7, distance minimum cost. 1 to 3 is 8 via this, via 2, right? And 1 to 4 is 13. 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 1, 13. And for 5, 12, 7 plus 5, 12. Okay, so you can print this distance cost. I'll show it to you. So once you are done with this, I'll be coming back to your main part. So here I'm printing the distance cost. I not equal to source. So source to source for self I'm not printing. From source to remaining vertex I would like to print. That's why this condition. Shortest path from percentage D, that is the source, to percentage D, remaining vertex, and its cost will going to be, that is distance cost will going to be stored in your D vector. All right. So D of 1 is 7, D of 2 is 8, 13, and 12. Let me try the same input and do the execution. Okay. Let me open your code, distance algorithm. You can see the code, same code. Okay. Here. So I defined your function prototype first, and then your main function, and then defined your distance function. Okay. Let me run this. It was not clear. Let me clear that first. Let me clear that. Okay. So I just wanted to provide the same graph which I discussed just now. Vertex is 5. Enter the cost of the adjacency matrix. Infinity in the sense the larger values, that is 999 I consider here. Again the infinity, 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 1, infinity, 5. to infinity, infinity, 6, infinity, infinity, 7, infinity, infinity, infinity. 1. Okay. Enter the source vertex. I used to consider vertex 1 as the source. See this, the same thing I got. So 1 to 2 it was 7. For self I did not print it. 1 to 3 is 8. 1 to 4 is 13. 1 to 5 it's 12. Okay. So this is how I'm supposed to execute and try my Dijkstra's algorithm, right? The same way you can try with different sample inputs, right? So always with the support of some inputs, try to do the tracing. So in this code also I have some sample input. Even with this also you can try, right? So I don't want to execute this part right now, right? I leave it to you so you can try this by yourself. Okay, so one of the main application of your Dijkstra's algorithm is in computer networks to update your routing table. That too, especially in routers, you can make use of this Dijkstra's algorithm. And one thing, it's meant for determining the single source shortest path. So this is about this particular algorithm. So okay, with this, I just want to end this session. Thank you.